I recently drove up to Arkansas City, the southern end of the Delta Heritage Trail. It's a state park. It's a rails to trails. Runs from Arkansas City north, has a visitor center at the southern end and at the northern end. I did part of the Arkansas City Trail, and then I drove up to Watson. Was going to ride up to the White River or the Arkansas River, and unfortunately, the bridge had been washed out recently due to some flooding and rains. So I turned around and did the Watson to Rohwer section, which was really interesting because right off that section is the Watson to Yucatan. I'm hoping to eventually end up at the White River, but this is the Delta Heritage Trail. Well, I only got about 8/10 of a mile. There's a roadblock. Bridge is out up ahead. So I guess I'm going to take the walk. At this point that I realized I wasn't going to make it to the Arkansas River Bridge. So decided to turn around and head back into Watson and take the Watson to Rohwer section of the trail. Storms and flooding had washed away the little bridge here, so there was no other option but to turn around, go back to Watson, take the Watson to Rohwer section of the trail, and just plan on returning here at some point in the future. I would say the first of many benches along the rails to trails section. Whoa! I found the trail to be very well maintained. There were some paved sections. The majority of it was like a really fine crushed stone, not gravel, but a crushed stone. I'm going to suggest that you perhaps consider doing this ride in the wintertime because there were a lot of snakes out and about. And then I got to explore the Rohwer Japanese Internment Center. This is where over 8,500 Japanese Americans were staying. They were forced to stay there after the United States became involved in World War II. One of the most famous residents was actor George Takei. He was a child when he was there. And it was really interesting. There's a cemetery there. There are a lot of display panels, information panels about what their life was like. And then there was a memorial for the Japanese Americans who fought in World War II as well. This was an interesting stop. I had no idea that this was even part of the trail. Well, it's not part of the trail, but it is literally right off the trail. And that is between the Watson and Rohwer section of the trail. So I was very impressed with this entire experience. Was once you had the opportunity to ride through farmland, ride over some creeks, some bayous, would have gotten to ride over some rivers if that section had not been washed out. But all in all, just a very enjoyable day. I'm hoping to go back and complete the Arkansas City to Rohwer section. I didn't do all of that on this particular trip. And I would also like to go back and go further north and explore the rest of the trail as well. Again, the section I was in, Delta, a little bit on the swampy side, but excellent.